Christ! Pardon me.
I'm sorry.
We deserve to have
Morning. What is it? Are you whistling just for fun? What's hair?
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
God bless.
So how's the mine, Vlach?
God be with you, kidder. Ah, there's a bit of fash. But come with us to the tavern tonight. See you later, my friend.
Nice and slow.
Women of virtue, gather round and listen. I have to warn you about the great...
Quarreling in Gutenberg. Brothers in Christ. Ever since the settlers...
Greetings.
And build up your body as well as your spirit.
Sign me up for the tournament.
Toll.
Longsword, of course.
Na schön.
Sign me.
Na sch
I want to try.
So you will try or pay the entry fee and we are done.
Here are the groschen.
I look forward to seeing your attempt. May Lady Fortune be on you on the day of the tournament. Go and see Friedrich Kummel. Or you can wait here.
I want to wait for the.
Of course.
Here you are.
That city tournament. What an occasion, eh? Will you go?
God be with you.
Greetings.
Hey, you! Halt! Give up!
I surrender.
Ah, you've been loitering around where you don't think you've been you'll pay a...
You'll have to.
Oh, excuse me.
What times of these? They'll steal your nose from between your eyes. Oh, fuck you. I'm telling you.
Esteemed citizens of Kuttenberg, the local sword-fighting brotherhood has organized the tournament this city so justly deserves. That's why we've been graced by the presence of our esteemed counselors. They too are eager to see who will stand out above the rest and become the champion. So let's start by hailing those who will be competing for the title.
Come and put your tournament armor on quickly so you don't miss your due.
We'll begin with the sword and shield discipline. You can use your shield to cover yourself, bash or hide your blade to surprise your opponent. And I'm sure our contenders have many more tricks up their sleeves. That's why we expect today's duels to be quite a spectacle. Let's get to it! And now, two great fighters go head-to-head. Henry of Skalitz, a skilled fighter and a good friend of Kuttenberg and all its people. Some of you may have already had the honor of meeting him. In today's tournament, he wants to prove that the rumors about his prowess are all true. And who's going to face him?
My old woman could do better.
There's no need to introduce Otto, as I'm sure you've smelled him long before you could see him.
That's it, champ!
That being said, Otto is a funny, handy bloke.
Show yourself, handsome.
Let's see who will be tanning whose hide today. May the best man win!
That is pricks bigger than you. That's right, just like that.
Bravo!
No time to lose. Get to it.
Death!
Too slow. Da. Da.
End of duel. In the first duel went to this skillful swordsman who displayed truly beautiful technique. Henry! He clearly has the advantage, but will he be able to use it? We shall see. Contenders, get to it.
No, you don't.
End of duel. Lady Fortune has fairly decided to award the second victory to the stronger of the two contenders,
Chop my head off, you idiot.
Henry of Skalitz.
Hey, put that away. Leave me alone. Good. Don't do it again.
Now we'll see a fight between men who are no stranger. Now comes the final sword and shield duel. Welcome to those who are yet to meet their match. Henry of Skalitz, who has already triumphed once today. And surely he will face an equally brave warrior, king of the morons.
him in a heartbeat.
Idiots himself. Carnival Khmer is the real star of this tournament. His noggin so thick, not even a hammer blow can knock him out. And he's decided to put that talent to good use today. I wish both of you the best of luck and a steady arm. For the glory of Gutenberg, let the duel begin.
For glory!
End of duel. In the first duel went to this skillful swordsman who displayed truly beautiful technique. Henry of Skalitz. Victory's within his reach, but things are far from over. His opponent surely won't go down without a fight. Contenders, get to it.
There's no escape!
Go fuck yourself! Fuck you!
End of duel. The deed is done. The winner of the sword and shield discipline is a nimble, skilled fencer who has yet to be defeated. Henry! Henry! The time has come.
You really
to
want-
see the
Give me the gear for the next discipline.
You're right on time. See you later,
The
my
best
friend.
defense is a good offense. Whoever strikes first sets the pace for the duel. Let's see which of our contenders have taken this bit of wisdom to heart. Now, we'll see a duel between two men, neither of whom is to be trifled with. Henry of Skalitz, welcome him once more. And now, he's going to face another brave warrior. Matthew the Minter. He entered the tournament to win over the heart of a fair maiden whose name he was too shy to reveal. But we all wish him luck and hope Dorothy will reward his bravery. Watch closely. We'll now see whose skill proved.
There we are. Problem solved.
I'm being even more.
Glory to Henry! Henry will kick everyone's asses.
My word. You're quite a skilled swordsman.
I'm telling you.
가해자 찔러서 버그 났나? 찔려지는 게 이상한 거 아닌가요?
Men who could easily make war their trade will now be competing for Lady Fortune's favor. Henry of Skalitz, a skilled fighter and a good friend of Kuttenberg and all its people. Some of you may have already had the honor of meeting him. In today's tournament, he wants to prove that the rumors about his prowess are all true. We know our first contender. Now let's see who'll pit his strength against him. There's no need to introduce Otto, as I'm sure you've smelled him long before you could see him. That being said, Otto is a funny, handy bloke. Let's see who will be tanning whose hide today. Enjoy the duel that will soon follow.
But his prick's bigger than you'd think.
That's right. Just like that.
Bravo!
For the glory of Kuttenberg, let the duel begin.
For the cross!
End of duel. Contender overpowered his opponent in the first round. Henry of Skalitz. He clearly has the advantage, but will he be able to use it? We shall see. Let your steel ring. Fight.
Good start! No mercy!
End of duel.
God be with you.
The
How's the
fight
watch going?
is over. Welcome our winner, Henry. Henry. And now, two great fighters go head.
I haven't seen swordsmanship
All
like
that
that in
remains
a long
now
time.
is to see the duel of Lady Fortune's favorites. Henry of Skalitz, welcome him once more. And which worthy opponent has Lady Fortune chosen for him? King of the morons, idiot of idiots himself, Karel Kamir is the real gem of this tournament. His noggin so thick, not even a hammer blow can knock him out. And he's decided to put that talent to good use today. Watch closely. We'll now see whose skill proves to be greater.
Just like that!
Contenders, get to it.
For glory!
In the first duel went to this skillful swordsman who displayed truly beautiful technique. Henry of Skalitz, who has already triumphed once today. Victory's within his reach, but things are far from over. His opponent surely won't go down without a fight.
This time, beat him up even more quickly.
No time to lose. Get to it.
I feel quite hungry!
Go fuck. End of duel.
You really wiped the floor with them, one after another.
The deed is done. The winner of the sword and shield discipline is a nimble, skilled fencer who has yet to be defeated. Henry of Skalitz. The time has come.
Christ, take a...
Okay, but of course.
See you later, my
As
friend.
is generally the case, the best defense is a good offense. Whoever strikes first sets the pace for the duel. Let's see which of our contenders have taken this bit of wisdom to heart. Now, we'll see a duel between two men, neither of whom is to be trifled with. Winner of the sword and shield discipline, Henry of Skalitz. And who's going to face him? Matthew the Minter. He entered the tournament to win over the heart of a fair maiden whose name he was too shy to reveal. But we all wish him luck and hope Dorothy will reward his bravery. I wish both of you the best of luck and a steady arm.
As it should be. Glory to Kuttenberg.
What are you doing with that?
Ready? Go for it.
저게 왜 롱소드야? 반칙. 그네. 롱소드 아닌 것이.
End of duel.
You really wiped.
For yourselves, which contender handles his weapon better? Henry! Henry! Let's wish him luck in the next round. And his rival, too. He may still turn the duel around. Let your steel ring. Fight!
I feel quite hungry!
End of duel. It's decided. An outstanding display of prowess on the part of the victor.
One after another.
Winner of the sword and shield discipline, Henry of Skalitz. Now, our honorable swordsman will show off their skills. Hinek, nicknamed we already know the winner of the sword and shield discipline. And now we have two brave contenders vying for victory in the longsword discipline. Henry of Skalitz, welcome him once more.
kick their
Surely
asses.
he will face
That's it,
an
champ.
equally brave
Henry runs
warrior.
amok with his little
Rugal!
card.
Rugal!
The idiot.
Magic with hops and barley, and he's as strong as a bull. He can carry 2 casks on his shoulders without even
I had a
breaking
man
a
like
sweat.
that at home.
His thick head, however,
bet on you,
is so
so
big
give it your
it
all.
makes for a huge target. Enjoy the duel that will soon follow.
That's it.
Fantastic.
Yes! Yes!
That's right. Just like that. Bravo. Bravo.
Contenders, get to it. End of duel. For yourselves, which contender handles his weapon better? Henry of Scullets! It seems Lady Luck is on his side. Let's see how fickle she is today.
Very good.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Keep it up! This time, beat him up even more quickly.
아, 이 버그 게임, 씨. 빨리 오라고. 응? 롱소드 토너먼트에서 롱소드만 쓰고 늦게 쳐오고 이씨. 뭐해? 아이씨. 싸우게 해주라고. 어휴, 씨.
Let your steel ring. Fight.
Watch and learn!
End of duel! I'm sorry. The final duel is over, and what a spectacle it was! There he is, a masterful swordsman, quick and precise. Such is today's longsword winner! Winner of the sword and shield discipline, Henry of Skalitz! We'll finish up the tournament
Beautiful
with the
sword
three
play.
combat disciplines.
That victory was well deserved.
Each contender.
I'm here to return the...
Wonderful. Hi. Farewell.
And now, two great fighters go head to head. Henry of Skalitz, welcome him once more. Karel, come here. May God and fortune decide.
Yes! Yes!
No time to lose. Get to it.
아니 무기가 아예 없으면 어떡해. 죽어 이씨.
End of duel. The winner of the first duel. Henry. Let's wish him luck in the next round. And his rival too. He may still turn the duel around.
Good start.
Damn, I was rooting for you.
beat him up even more.
One more time. Well
Just like the victor! It wasn't very good.
어디 갔어 이 새끼. 씨. 아이씨. 어디 갔냐고 이씨. 죽어 이씨. 미친 새끼.
For the glory of Gutenberg, let the duel begin!
죽어 이씨.
End of duel!
죽어 이씨.
You both put up a spectacular fight!
죽어.
Hear ye, people of Gutenberg!
실패했네.
Lady Fortune!
아.
Ready? Fight!
죽어 이씨.
End of duel! You both put up a spectacular fight, but there can only be one winner. Henry of Skalitz, who has already triumphed once today. This day day is coming to an end, and so is our tournament. But we still have time enough for the duels of our armored champions. Henry of Scarlets, welcome him once more. Now his skills will be put to the test by a tough bruiser who's well known across the town. Matthew the Minter.
Show yourself.
Who'll taste the glory and who'll feel the sting of defeat? That will soon be decided.
Glory to Gutenberg.
That's it!
Contenders, get to it.
Bless.
For the cross!
End of duel. The winner of the first duel. Henry! It seems Lady Luck is on his side. Let's see how fickle she is today. Ready? Go for it. End of duel.
You really wiped the floor with them, one after another.
No
bet a
words
few groschen
needed.
on you,
You saw it yourselves. Free combat champion. Today's longsword champion, Henry of Scarlets. Hear ye, people of Gutenberg. Today we had the pleasure of seeing a lot of beautiful swordplay. Some won by strength, some by agility, and some by cleverness. These are all virtues of a good swordsman. All of this proved beyond doubt that the honest townsfolk of Gutenberg excel in more than just craft and trade. It won't take long for this wonderful news to spread to all the lands of the Kingdom of Bohemia. God be with you, good people of Gutenberg.
Careful!
Grüß dich.
Come here.
You made a fool of yourself. What am I supposed to do? How does it taste? You should go and see them. They'll hot.
Greetings, Vlak. Last time you said I should stop by.
God be with you, kiddo.
Well, look what the cat dragged in.
How's it going in the mine?
Oh, we was hewing when a puncheon hit me napper. It's like,
Of course.
well, to hell with you. I'm glad to see you. It's good you came because Vlak here is a canny job for you.
I'm glad to finally get a word. It's great you didn't leave us in the lurch. And
Oh, why wouldn't I? I'd love to have a beer with you. After all, in Scarlets, I grew up among miners.
How we, lad. Join us in the pit. It'll be...
aye, there's half and chink in it. But you look like you'd rather have a weapon in your hand than a pickaxe.
Wrong as wrong can be. I'm a blacksmith, and I'm pretty good with a hammer.
Fair enough, but if you brace someone on the napper with a pickaxe... But let's get to the point.
Aye, it's a damn serious...
The most serious.
Uh-huh. That smells like more trouble.
You proved yourself to be one of us, Henry. And that's why I'm inviting you to our traditional shoot fest. As the gaffer of the St. Anthony mine, by the authority entrusted to me, I offer you the honour of ganning with us to consecrate... Tell me.
Unfortunately, I have no idea what this is about.
Winning, of course! The Poppingee's right round the corner, and I...
Hold your water, Francie. It's about the consecration of the ceremonial St. Anthony Stang.
We have to go around all the kirks and get them to bless our miners' standard. Our champion, Anton Kasper, can see to that. But so, are you...
Well, how could I turn down such an honour?
Grand. Tomorrow morning, Francie and our best marksman, Anton, will wait for you at the Church of John the Baptist on Hoprink. That's tomorrow now.
I'll have a beer!
Excuse me.
God bless. I wish you a blessed evening.
Here you go. Take it.
There's nothing going on here.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Ow!
Ow! What am
Nowhere. I made it myself.
Sparkling white.
Whoa, whoa.
Hey, listen. Save me thumb.
Danke und viel Glück für die Zukunft, mein Herr.
Genius. It's hard to believe you're still single.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Ow! Don't you see me walking here?
Are you blind?
Ow!
Refrain from sin.
Good day.
As well, sound as a bell.
Come and take your pick.
Maybe.
Nobody gives a...
Whoa, whoa.
Isn't no friend.
Easy, good horse.
For the love of...
Easy, easy. Nice and slow. Whoa!
Hey, lad.
Good morning, Tonys. I see you have the stang with you.
Of course. That's what it's all about, man.
We've already had it blessed by the local priest.
What? You didn't even wait for me?
Don't worry. You're not missing out. We still have a long way and 2 more...
Ah, got it.
Aye, you could say so.
You must be the champion marksman.
That I am. And I swear as long as I'm shooting, the striped Tonys will never lose their competition.
Are you really that good?
Well, this year is just my second competition.
Old Lazar used to be our top mark.
What if we run into those saints who stole your stang last time?
Luckily, their churches are on the other side of the tomb.
That may be, but their tavern's on the way, so watch your...
Why do you consecrate the miner's stang?
It's a local pitman's tradition.
Aye, every year before the shoot first, the different pit teams go around to their churches, like Francie says.
Interesting custom.
Why, aye. Interesting, and sometimes a wee bit wild.
Let's go, Maris. First we'll go to the upper church of the Virgin Mary, and we have to make it before dark.
What if they actually hewed at the course down in the bottom road?
We got an opening, I read, but the windlass broke loose, so the carpenters have to make a new one.
Ah, it'll be a week before we can get hewing again. To hell with the pit. Better to hear some crack from you, Henry.
So, tell us, Mara, where are we going with that stang of yours?
You're cracking there like one of us, man. You'll be joining us in the pit soon, eh?
Need pit for him. He's like to break his arm with a kevil.
Aye, or ding his head on the rock, eh?
I don't understand you much, but as far as dangerous work goes, I reckon you two are experts, eh?
That's what this is all about, but every year before the shoot fest,
you have a
all the
kind
pit
master.
crews get their stangs
Aye,
blessed
Matt?
in the churches, so the mound gives us silver and nothing bad happens.
And also for the shooting to go well.
I wonder who the Lord favours in shooting then, eh?
Why, aye, that's as plain as day, but the best shot, of course.
Are you a good shot, Anton?
Do you think Vlad would let him compete if he wasn't?
And what if Preng wins?
He'd have to be completely blind and crippled too. York'll be weeping his way home like last year. And I'm not afraid of Gaffer Henslin from Gang. He may know how to shoot, but he's not the youngest and he lacks speed.
I don't know, Henslin. Is he good?
Aye, he's not a bad bloke, but we didn't gang your gang much.
Hold your water, Franzie. He's the one who convinced my pa about the new scene.
Aye, but the catch is, Henslin was right about that.
About what?
Never mind. We shouldn't be talking shop here.
Tell me more about your competition. What makes it so special?
What makes it so special? Why, we have the royal seal of approval.
Wait, you mean Wenceslas himself allowed you to compete here?
Of course he did. What's so strange about that?
Well, it just seems odd to me that the king would concern himself with the amusement of some miners.
It's not like that at all, but the charter grants us various rights, and feast days is one of them.
There wasn't anything like that back in Skalitz.
Kuttenberg isn't some wee hat.
And here we are, fellas.
So far, so good, eh? Not a saint in sight.
Hey, bother. They've probably got other problems.
How do you mean?
Nothing. Just that you don't need to bother your head. And what?
Who knows? Maybe still in bed, eh?
Maras, I've got an idea. A reet canny one. We have a bit of time, so we could get the Saints back for pinching our stang and play a wee prank on them at their tavern.
What? I thought consecrating the stang was a serious matter.
How we, man? We'll show the Saints we're no feared of them. Vlad doesn't even have to find out.
I'm for above all, Francie, no stealing.
Of course, we won't pinch nothing. Yesterday, I took Six's breeze, and I'll tell you, man, they're reet minging.
Aha! So it's not your feet that stink here.
Why did you take them, Buds?
Why, aye. Best thing would be to hang them from the window of the Saints' tavern instead of their banner.
That'd be a laugh. They'll know we've been there and yucked their pizzles good and proper. What do you think, Henry? Can you manage that?
Why don't you go there yourselves? Are you afraid?
Not at all. But I have to wait here for the priest.
And what about Francie?
I know all the yakkers from the Saints, so it'll be better if I watch the door outside and give you a whistle if need be.
No, I'm sorry, friends, but I'm not going to do that. Better go on without me.
So the gent's offended. And I thought we were going to have a little fun.
Are you serious?
No. Go on alone without me.
Suit yourself. We're not going to force you, but it could be a laugh.
I'll hope you at least come in the morning, so...
Aye, come. Black invited you. He'd be...
God go with you, Henry.
Easy, good horse.
Cheap, for sure.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
Come closer. Take a look at him. This scoundrel. You nearly killed me.
Are you blind? You almost ran into me.
Slowly. Nice and slow. Whoa. Whoa, whoa.
Bloody hell, what was it? Zdenek? Zabishek?
Shalom, what do you want?
Soaks his prick in rooster blood before every fight. That it gives him superhuman strength.
We'll see about...
Freund? Where's that beer? I'm sorry.
for the Reif. Where's the drink, eh?
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Kurva! Don't write him on.
Hey! You nearly ran into me!
Come and get that fresh money!
Oh,
You should get out of here.
God be with you.
Are you lost? Or what would a goy want here?
What do you think goy means?
It means you do not belong here.
It means nation in Hebrew.
Good one. All right. But I suggest you do not repeat it around these parts. Not everyone is as tolerant as I.
I'm looking for someone called Samuel.
What do you want with him?
Is that you?
There are many Samuels here.
All right. I'm looking for John of Liechtenstein. I heard you, or this Samuel.
I'm sure Samuel knows a lot.
It isn't just anyone looking for Liechtenstein. It'd be better for Samuel to say what he knows, if he doesn't want any unnecessary trouble.
I do not care who sent you. You will not impress me like that.
So how can I impress you?
Impressions are worth nothing. I'm only of interest to you Goyim when you need something.
All right.
An exchange. I have this one problem none of my people can fix. You probably know that my people face outbreaks of hatred from time to time. Usually it is started by some scum spreading rumors that we eat Christian babies or poison wells.
I've never heard anything like that before.
You must be deaf then. I have heard that such people are meeting in an old abandoned house. I need someone to get among them.
Won't they be suspicious?
Why? Their kind usually are not too bright. Do not worry. They will not check if you are circumcised.
All right. I'll do it.
Agreed. They usually meet at the start of the day.
At the start of the day according to my calendar or yours?
I see you're in the know. At the start of my day, so when the first 3 stars come out.
Right. So they meet after sunset. The miners' district, an abandoned house with a small yard.
That's right. I reckon you can still catch up with them there if you get them to let you join them. Try and find out what they're planning, and you'll have fulfilled your...
And then you'll tell me how to find Liechtenstein?
That was my promise.
Careful.
Did you see it?
No, I think they got word. Nobody turned up. Doors and windows shut. I couldn't see inside. And that guy who's fixing the building opposite wants more money for letting me wash up his car. What next?
We will wait and see what the others people walk here too, you know.
Never leave town.
Easy. Easy. Nice and slow.
That hurts, you idiot! You know how to ride?
Ow! Don't you...
Are you blind?
Ow! Mind where you're going.
Whoa.
It happens. Just... Where you're going next time.
Easy, good horse.
Oh, curva! Don't ride him on people if you don't know what you're doing. Vegetables!
Hey!
Mushrooms!
Do you want that horse?
Whoa!
You silly doggy.
Hey! Hey! Open up! Open up!
Curva, what are you doing, Moisha?
Foot's a caporra piece of junk. Never mind. We'll cut this shit down.
Shit. Some typhus.
You're...
Come on, then.
Wait, wait! Don't kill him! You're gonna beg for mercy? After this? We can make a deal. We
have some of your people. We can exchange them.
Our people? What the hell are you talking about?
We caught some of them yesterday, trying to get to Liechtenstein, just like you.
No, I'm after Liechtenstein because I need to talk to him. I'm not his enemy. But if you know where he is, you better take me to him. Right now.
I have my orders. I'm not supposed to let anyone near him. Especially not someone who just beat my 2 best men. I'm not a fool.
Right. I'll go unarmed. If that'll convince you.
I'll trust you. But in return, you have to trust me. You can't see where we're going.
All right. But no tricks.
Those are the rules.
Wait. Who is that somewhere?
We will soon find out. Let us in.
Wenches or the neighbor's daughter, any dirt you can dig up. Off you go! Oh, who have you brought now, Sam?
I'm not entirely sure. But he says he knows you, and absolutely insisted he had to talk to you.
Ah. Of course. Henry. Lord Capon of Perkstein's page. We met on my visit to Rattay. He's all right.
Lord Capon's escort. And bodyguard.
Quite. Quite. Oh, but tell me, what brings you here?
Well, that's quite a long story, sir.
Well, I've got plenty of time, and actually I enjoy long stories. You know why? Because they demand a lot of wine. Please, take a seat, and tell me everything.
If I'm not mistaken, Jobst sent you to von Berkhoff with a message. How did that go?
Not well. As we were approaching Trotsky, we were attacked by bandits. They killed all our men.
What?
We only got away by a hair's breadth. And we lost everything, including the message. We ended up in rags, like beggars. They wouldn't let us into the castle. After that, we tried to get by as best we could.
Good God! I need a drink now. But did you manage to deliver the message in the end?
Yes, but it was touch and go.
I like exciting stories.
Well, you'll love this one then. Apart from being ambushed and almost killed, Capon ended up on the gallows for poaching.
A nobleman on the gallows for poaching?
Well, he looked more like a tramp than a nobleman at the time. He really did have a noose round his neck, though. But it all worked out in the end.
Good gracious! But tell me, who ambushed you?
Well, that's interesting as well. Istvan Toth and some others.
What? That sneaky rat from Talmberg? He's still alive?
Not anymore.
You? Well done. Let's drink to that. Death to the enemy. What happened next?
Von Berghoff was attacked around the same time by the same men, so we thought we were on the same side as him. And we wanted to help him catch the bandits as a goodwill gesture.
Why didn't he catch them himself?
He tried. We found out for him that the bandits were holed up at Nabokov. When he sent his soldiers to their lair, we went with them. We wanted to be there and get Istvan.
And that's where you killed him?
No. We were nearly killed ourselves. Again.
By Istvan?
No, he wasn't there. The bandits were led by a fella who fucked us right up, and von Bergov's entire force, too. He lured us into a trap and slaughtered everyone. Me and Capon were the only survivors.
It sounds like your guardian angel never gets a moment's rest.
Yeah, there was some luck in it. But it was more that Zizka knew he could get a ransom for Capon.
Wait, Zizka? He's the one who almost killed you.
You know him?
Of course I do. Zizka is in the service of Prokop of Luxembourg, King Wenceslas's cousin.
Aye, we found that out as well.
And what the hell was Istvan Toth doing with him?
It turned out he was spying for von Berghoff. But he didn't do a great job, fortunately. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
I am starting to get confused. That makes two of us. Maybe we'll understand better if we get drunk.
You're not holding back, I see. Your health, then. After Zizka took us prisoner, it finally became clear we were on the same side, and Istvan had to flee.
So when did you kill that bastard?
Not till some time later. Just when we thought we were out of the woods and Istvan was gone, he appeared outside the walls of Nabokov again, with von Berghoff and Markvart von Aulitz. Von Aulitz was on his way to Kuttenberg with reinforcements for Sigismund. And with the finger of God.
With the what?
A bombard.
Good lord!
Have you ever seen one? I hadn't, until they used it against us.
I've heard about the bombard. An infernal weapon. Then what?
We didn't have a chance. They blew the tower to pieces and took us all prisoner. They took us to Trotsky and tortured us. But with the help of a woman who works with Zizka, we managed to escape.
Zizka. That man always has a trick or two in reserve.
Thank God. While we were making our escape, I crossed paths with Toth, and finally took my revenge for everything he did.
Dull moment with you, I see. To happy endings, then. And where is Lord Capon? Or should I call him the Prince of Poachers?
Well, the most fitting thing to call him would be hostage, because that's what he is now.
A hostage?
That's right. Von Berghoff took him with him. And that's why I'm here, in fact.
Your original plan went badly awry, I must say.
You can say that again.
For my part, I'm forced into hiding, as you've probably noticed. They're after me as if I owed taxes. If only I knew what Jobst would say.
I know exactly what he'd say as it happens.
You do?
I spoke to Jobst just after we arrived at Suchdal. He expressly forbade me to look for you, or try to rescue Capon.
That damned... Did he say why?
Aye. He said you can look after yourself. And as a nobleman, Capon has nothing to fear in captivity.
Jobst.
I must admit, I see his point. He has plans. He wants to take advantage of the truce while it lasts. And he doesn't want to provoke Sigismund into starting warring again. And he's probably right about Capon. Nobody's going to throw away the chance of a fat ransom, or waste a nice opportunity for blackmail.
It's true I can take care of myself, but the old schemer could at least have warned me, whatever his plans might be.
Zizka sees Jobst as a pain in the arse, too. I mean, he's not fond of him. And he doesn't approve of his plan.
Then I expect he and I will see eye to eye. Although I prefer a different strategy to braining all and sundry with a mace. Even so, what brings you to me? You didn't take this risk just to tell me what Jobst is like, or that I should carry on with what I'm doing.
No. My first concern is to rescue Lord Capon, whatever schemes Jobst is dreaming up.
And then...
That's all.
Nevertheless, let's turn the page. Capon. How do you plan to free him?
That's exactly why I came to see you.
Oh. How's that?
Because you move in certain circles.
And...
You conspire. You hear all the rumors.
So?
So you might know where they're holding him.
Sigismund confiscated the property of some burghers and noblemen in the city when they opposed him, and he divided the property up between his loyal followers. He seized Malashov Fortress from the Rutards, for instance. And didn't you say, Sam, that he gifted it to von Berkhoff?
Yes, that is so.
That was before von Berkhoff was in these parts. But if he's here now, where else would he be but in Malashov? And if von Berkhoff is there...
That's where his captive will be.
Correct. Capon is at Malashov Fortress.
Well, it'll be tougher than I thought, but that can't be helped. I'm gonna have to get him out of there somehow.
I admire your keenness, but...
But that is the most insane idea I've heard so far today.
You can't just launch an assault on Malashov. It's a strong fortress. We'll need a cunning plan.
Or long ladders and lots of men. That could be arranged, maybe.
Careful! Jobst ordered us not to stir up trouble. And this would be serious trouble. But if Capon simply vanished...
Vanished how, exactly?
I don't know yet. But like I said, Malashov belonged to the Rutards. And I'm sure they're not keen on the new tenant. I think if you pay a visit to Sir Kunslin Rutard and convince him you have common interests, he'll be happy to think up a solution with you.
Like what?
Who knows? Perhaps Lord Rutard knows of a back door into his old home, and he might not be averse to an arrangement with someone who'll help him take revenge.
Someone like you.
Well, I wouldn't get my hopes up. But it's the best we've got, and there's no harm in trying. Where can I find this Kunslin?
Sigismund seized his fortress, but, surprisingly, he let him keep his palace in the city. It's right next to the Italian court.
All right. I'll give it a go.
Once you have some news, you know where to find me. Is there anything you want to know before you go?
Come to think of it, I've no idea where we actually are.
Of course. I'd forgotten how you got here.
We're in the Jewish quarter, in the basement of the King Solomon Tavern, below my tavern. Goyim do not just wander in here, but I will tell my people you are with us.
Thanks a whole lot. All right, I'll set off now.
Good luck. It was good to see you again, Henry. And be careful. There's bound to be spies swarming around the palace. This city isn't safe.
Tell me about it. Danger is my daily bread these days. Here, Mutt.
Sei gesund. I apologize.
Excuse me.
So that thing that you're on.
Good day to you.
We've got enough for everyone!
Gather round and listen! I have to warn you about the greatest evil and danger. Good day.
Good people, gather round. You won't
I have not changed my answer. I will not sell you the rights to my mines. Not today, not tomorrow, nor in 100 years. You will not get your hands on my silver.
You forget, I have influential friends. If you won't sell the mines, you'll lose them. Just like Malishov. Along with your life, if you defy me.
Mind your step. Two can play that game. Did you really think that I didn't know you were stealing the royal silver, eh? When your self-proclaimed king finds that out, your head will be on the chopping block.
Seize that traitor!
Not another step.
You'll get yours too, turtle dove. What are you waiting for? Can't you see? They're threatening the Royal Mint Master!
He's one of them! Get him!
You got it!
Keep it up!
Spare him!
Go to hell!
You bloody
Thanks for the help, lad. God knows what would have happened to us if you hadn't shown up.
Papa, are you all right?
What the hell was that, Rosa?
I saved your life. Didn't you notice?
We would have been in the right if you hadn't taken the shot. Now we have the blood of the king's men on our hands. Do you have any idea what this means?
Was I supposed to let one of Sigismund's lackeys insult us in our own home?
And you thought this was a better solution?
You know what? Let's just leave it be. I don't want to argue in front of the young man here. Apologies for the mess, stranger. There aren't usually so many corpses strewn about our courtyard.
Apology accepted.
We'll call the guards and tell them what happened. That Ulrich Vavak and his men attacked us for no reason.
You think that will make them let us off the hook?
Not for free. But knowing young Plymel, the commander of the guard, I'm sure he won't refuse my coin. But back to you, lad. Who are you? And why have you graced us with your visit?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, squire to Lord Capon of Perkstein.
Pleased to meet you. Conslin Routard. And this feisty creature here is my daughter Rosa.
Like father, like daughter.
Why did your master send you to me, Henry?
He didn't, sir. Unfortunately, he's in enemy captivity.
We're sorry to hear that.
But I plan to rescue him. And I believe you can help me with that.
We can? How?
Lord Capon is held at Malashov.
Our Malashov? I don't envy him. I was planning on fixing the roof before they took it from us. It's full of leaks. I doubt its new master will lift a finger to do anything about it. But tell me, why would I meddle in matters that don't concern me?
Well, we all stand on the same side. Against Sigismund.
That is undoubtedly true. I don't like that ginger bastard either. Especially since his people started sticking their fingers in my coffers. But to get involved in something as dangerous as freeing a captured nobleman in a territory conquered by Sigismund?
We have to do something to help. I know it's dangerous.
Dangerous? It's madness. What if somebody finds out?
Nobody will know.
You haven't been in Kuttenberg for long, have you? The walls have ears here. I'd only end up with my head on the chopping block. And I don't even want to think about what they'd do to Rosa.
That's true. As long as Vavak's breathing down our necks, we have to be careful.
Who is he, anyway?
Ulrich Vavak von Neuhaus. The new mint master appointed by Sigismund himself. He's had it in for us ever since he took over the office. He's been pressuring me to hand over my mining rights. It seems he'd like to see me reduced to a beggar. And now we've killed his men. The king's men. I'll have to reach deep into my pocket to get out of that. Like Rosa said, lad, as long as Vavak is around, my hands are tied. I'm sorry.
Then let's get rid of Vavak. He must have some weakness, right?
There may be one. It's obvious Vavak is getting richer than his office warrants. There are rumors going around that he's stealing the king's silver. He even uses it to mint counterfeit groschen, using a fake dye. If Sigismund were to find out, he'd have him executed at once, regardless of his noble blood.
But you need evidence to make such an accusation, right?
Exactly.
But how do we find it?
Some of the silver goes missing somewhere along the way to the mint. And we have to find out where.
Find out? But how? They don't let just anyone into the mines and smelting works.
You're right. Only authorized people are allowed in. Fortunately, we have an ally. My friend Peter of Pisek. They ousted him from the Mintmaster's office, but his brother Christian remained in the Italian court. He wanted to become the Mintmaster himself, but because of Vavak, he had to settle for the steward's office. He hates him even more than we do on account of it.
And that's saying something.
Christian and I were just talking about his suspicions. He'd welcome any dirt you can dig up on Vavak, just as much as I would. If you go to him and ask for help on my behalf, I'm sure he'll accommodate you. I'll help you free Lord Capon in exchange for evidence of Vavak's fraud. That's fair, isn't it?
All right. It's a deal. I've already met Peter of Pisek, and I know he can be trusted. Let's hope the same goes for his brother.
Excellent. You'll find Christian and Horshan at the estate near the mines. Tell him the password, Via Argentum, the path of silver. He'll know who he's dealing with. But be careful, both of you. This is our last chance to stop Vavak.
We'll be praying for you.
Well, come to your senses yet? Oh, fuck you. I'm telling you, Conrad's gonna win the tournament. And I'm telling you, he doesn't stand a chance. Conrad wins every time. Just look at him. He could cut you in half without even pulling his sword from the scabbard. True, but not even Conrad would dare stand against the devil. What? What are you blabbering about? I heard about this one bloke, a young fella, but they say no one stands a chance against him because he's in league with the devil. Blessed Virgin. Who is it? His name is... Oh, bloody hell, what was it? Staniak,
City Council is
Bishek.
organising another collection for repairs.
Something starting with a C.
Are they out of their bloody minds? They had 2 collections just like it already. And there are still holes in the wall.
Then he gives him super use.
I didn't say I wouldn't contribute, but I'm not giving them a single...
Easy. Easy.
My younger brother was as hairy
Nice
as
and
but the baby will grow out of it soon.
I hope so.
at the Fech
At the christening, it'll look like we brought a puppy to church.
You said you needed some help with something.
Something's happened. Oh, a real mess.
What is it?
When I was fishing around for information about Liechtenstein, and one of the servant girls I questioned was just found dead.
You think she was killed because of you?
I don't know. If I did, I wouldn't be asking you for help.
I'll help you. Tell me all about it. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She was an ordinary, pretty girl. I heard they found her all hacked up, tossed somewhere by the town wall. They took the body to the morgue by the St. Peter and St. Paul cemetery.
I'll go take a look at her.
I think that would be for the best. You can ask the gravedigger for details.
When did you last see the girl?
Around a week ago.
And did you notice anything suspicious about her?
Not at all. She was always cheerful, though I'm afraid she won't be dancing ever again.
What was Alice trying to find out for you?
She always brought me the freshest gossip overheard from her master. And lately, what the other maids in town were saying.
And did you learn anything important from her?
That's the thing. All she brought me was gossip. Who was cheating on who wasn't going to confession. So you'll have to figure out the rest.
What about your other girls?
Yes, fortunately. That's why Alice's death shocked me so much.
What are you going to do next?
I'd like to ask the others if they noticed anything suspicious.
But you don't want to scare them.
I'm scared myself. Maybe nobody knows about them yet. If someone was to follow me, and I can't risk that.
What if I go and see them?
They don't know you, Henry. I'll figure something out.
Do you think there could be something bigger behind the murder?
I don't know. Maybe she just got caught up in something. But it's strange. Why would someone do her like that?
Why did you ask me in particular for help?
Because you're the only one I know here.
Uh-huh.
But don't take it the wrong way. I'm actually glad it's you. Not even Zhishka would be of much help.
Uh-huh. Thanks. I know it.
Good. Go to that graveyard. In the meantime, I'll try to find out more. Oh well. Now just this.
It happens! Just watch where you're going next.
Easy. Easy. Nice and slow. Oh.
Good day to you. Till we meet again.
What's the matter?
Alice. Why'd you ask?
I'm trying to find out who did this to her.
Ah, I understand.
Who did you serve?
Our master is a local merchant.
How did Alice get along with your master?
Fine. Just like with everyone. Our master is a bit strict, but he's fair.
What's his name?
Why? But you can't see him anyway.
It occurred to me that maybe he could have done it.
He couldn't. He was gone when it happened. And besides, why would he kill them others too? He never even knew them.
What others?
You haven't heard. A few girls, like our Alice, died before.
Do you know of any suitors she might have had?
I know she was seeing someone,
I'd like to talk to him as well.
but I don't know who it was. Alice said he was rich and dressed nicely.
And you never saw him?
No,
Do you know what exactly happened to Alice?
one day she just didn't come home.
What do you mean, like this?
You haven't seen her yet.
I haven't.
Then don't. She was such a pretty girl.
What do you mean?
Who could have cut off her hair like that?
So, let's see what we have here. My God! Someone really did a number on her. Oh, they ripped open her entire belly. There must have been buckets of blood. Jesus Christ. The place they found her must look like a slaughterhouse. Her lips are bloody, but nothing more. But if he killed her for blabbing, these are more like chops than cuts. Somebody must have taken a sword to her, but it couldn't have been a long sword. That would have been clumsy. God, that madman cut off both her breasts and bit. What did he do with it all after? Did he really keep all the pieces? Her face is a little bruised, but she has a dark ring around her neck. Was she strangled? And her hair is all matted with blood and hacked off. Maybe there's something more to it. What if the murderer kept her hair like some kind of sick just some scratches and bruises? The killer probably surprised her. So, the murderer must have awfully strong hands. Then he took a short sword or saber and started hacking at her. He also cut off most of her hair. He cut off her breasts, but left her tongue, then left her lying there for all to see. Only if it was a warning for telltales. I don't know why he killed her.
Go.
Good day. What would you...
You must be the local grave...
That's right. At least them that can speak do.
I'm Henry.
Greetings, Henry.
That dead girl you have in the morgue.
You've seen her? Poor thing. Who?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
She's gone to meet her maker. You want to take away a piece of her? Well, you can't. Not a hair off her head, a blow...
I don't want to take anything.
Like what exactly?
Who killed her?
Why?
I'm worried something might happen to my friend.
That's true. She wasn't the first, and we can only pray that she'll be the last. It's true that Lumiere ain't shown no interest in her yet.
Who's this Lumiere? Another one of those...
No.
Help?
Well, he was investigating them others.
Right. You said she wasn't the first.
Aye. We had a couple of similar cases.
And how did he come to that conclusion?
How do I know?
Do you remember how many girls were killed?
You mean you don't know nothing about it?
I haven't been in Kuttenberg very long.
I see. There's been one every few weeks for the past year.
Do you know where the last one got killed?
I heard some talk about it when they brought her here.
Look for clues. Footprints.
That can help you.
That's worth a try.
I heard she was killed by the town walls.
Thanks. What's this Lumiere got to do with this?
Well, like I told you, he used to work for the bailiff.
A scribe keeps records in the Black Chronicle. Though I've never heard of one doing his own investigations.
Well, the old bailiff wasn't all that interested in... But Lumiere, he was quite helpful. Folk heard about it and went...
I'd like to speak with Lumiere.
At his home in Bohemia Street. That's near the church. I don't know exactly why, though. Seems he had some quarrel with the bailiff.
Thanks.
It's my pleasure. Especially helping someone from the land of the living again. Actually, speaking of the living, there's a girl what comes here and grieves over that dead man. I think her name is Bar...
I know.
Aha!
Lumiere?
Oh, Christ, my head.
I need to ask you something.
I said not so loud.
That's some hangover. Unless I'm willing to wait for him to sleep it off. This should... No.
Oh.
Lumiere?
Oh.
He's still... This should... No.
Oh.
Lumir?
Oh,
he's still...
more booze.
Drink up.
Better already. Wait, what? Who... What are you doing here?
My name is Henry.
And what do you want from me?
I'm trying to find out who killed a certain girl.
To me? What for?
Are you Lumir from the rat house?
I used to be. Now I'm just Lumir the madman.
Well, you don't look crazy.
Yeah. But I am. I see things in my head. I'm the biggest madman in Gutenberg.
But I need your help.
If I were you, lad, I'd leave it be. You can't help that girl anymore, anyway. You'll just end up hurting yourself.
Come now, Lumir.
Poor girls. Nobody was all that interested in it, except for me. We let it be in the end. No way. You can't solve this yourself.
I need to know the truth. To find the one responsible.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, lad. I searched high and low. And what did I get out of it? What makes you think you can find out more than I did?
Because I know people, and can easily convince them. In the end, they spill their guts.
Is that so? What about me? Do you think I'll spill my guts too?
Well, a moment ago you were moaning in pain, and now you're deliberating whether or not to tell me what...
All right. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice.
A maid? That fits. Yarka was a maid too. As were most of the other victims.
I think that he strangled her first, and then went at her with a longer blade and...
Did you notice the strangulation right away? It took me a while.
Do you think it's the same murder?
Counting your girl, that makes 6 victims who were first strangled and then... If it's not all the same person, they must be collaborating somehow.
This is the 6th one?
Probably about a year now. Sometimes it takes him months. Sometimes weeks.
Why are you counting the missing girls?
Because I think someone killed them, and we just haven't found them yet.
Did the dead girls have anything in common?
Aside from being pretty young girls with no proper family or background...
Do you think somebody is killing them because they're poor, and nobody will miss them?
Certainly. If somebody killed the daughter of a local lord, no...
But why does he even kill in the first...
I don't know. Maybe he hates women. Damn it.
Did you have any suspects back then?
You can always find some suspect. I always dragged the most suspicious ones to the body in the morgue by force. And they threw up at the sight.
Couldn't it have just been an act?
Fainting? Vomiting? That's hard to act.
Why were you looking into it? Who were those dead girls to you?
I don't know what people told you about me. Gutenberg is a big city with a lot of people. Silver, silver, silver. The bailiff was always running from hell to Hades, from one rich man to another.
But there are more than just rich burghers and lords in the city.
Exactly. There are common folk, too. There's a lot more of them. So when one of them came to the bailiff's one time, and the bailiff was running around somewhere...
Behind the bailiff's back?
Not really. Andreas supported my activities.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
What can you tell me about Yarka?
She wasn't the first. But thanks to her, people started taking an interest. She was a maid in a German family. She was orphaned as a child. The priest from the Church of St. Peter and Paul, Father Prokop, raised... They found her body tossed behind a barn at the edge of town.
Did you have any suspects?
At first, I thought the son from that family did it. But then I changed my mind.
Why?
Well, for one, I remembered the 2 girls before her who ended up almost the same. Besides that, when I talked to the lad, he seemed he wasn't the least bit interested in Yarka. Then his mother told me that they threw her out a week before the murder because she was a harlot who stayed out till all hours of the night. That really surprised me, because Father Prokop had vouched for her good reputation.
Maybe he just didn't want to admit what had become of her.
What about Stanya?
She was an alehouse wench in a tavern.
You said her body was never found.
You have no idea how much I'd like to believe that. Unfortunately, the investigation wasn't very successful. The hole is a world of its own.
Did you suspect?
You could suspect every second man there. The innkeeper, Mole, definitely knew Stanya.
So if I want to learn anything more...
Yeah.
And what about that Zdena?
Exactly. But to tell the truth, nobody spent much time looking for it. Besides...
But if her body was never found...
Because she was the same type as the other girls. Maybe young, beautiful. A real live one. Lively as the devil. I never could pin it on her, though.
Maybe she robbed the wrong people and had to get out of town.
Maybe. She had a partner in crime by the name of Strunad. When I asked him about Zdena...
Do you think he'd be more forthcoming with me?
He might be. You're not known all over town like a catchpole. Besides, it might still be fresh in his memory.
And what about the other two victims?
It all started with them, though nobody did much about it at the time. The first one worked as a bathhouse maid. They called her Chestnut. She'd only been in town for a short while, and nobody really knew her. So I couldn't find out anything more. But the other one, Libushka, she was from Loretz. She was a maidservant, too. I also talked to her mother. She said she was really cheerful and outgoing. There were lots of suitors circling around her, but she refused them all. She knew she was pretty, and knew she could do better than some farmhand.
You mean she wanted someone higher up?
That's what it sounded like. But her mother never found out who she had her eye on.
Interesting. I'll try to see what else I can find out from the mother. Where can I find her?
In the graveyard, lad. The poor woman died of grief. It's sad to say, but we can't help those two dead girls now. And they can't help us with our investigation either. There's nobody else left who could tell us anything about them.
Can you sum it all up for me?
We have 6 victims here. And I believe they were all murdered by the same killer. Unfortunately, we only know a little about the last 4, the most recent ones. By now, we won't learn anything about the first 2. Of the remaining 4, the first to be killed was the maidservant, Yarka. She was raised by Father Prokop from the Church of St. Peter and Paul. He should know the most about her. The next were Stanya and Zdena. Their bodies weren't found, but we assume they also became victims of the same murderer. They both hung around a tavern they called the Hole in the Wall. Stanya was an alehouse maid, and Zdena a pickpocket. And the last victim is Alice now, also a maid. What they all have in common is that they were young, beautiful, and brunette.
Good. I know everything I need to know.
When you learn something more, stop by and see me. You've aroused a bit of hope in me, lad.
What do you with?
Easy, good horse.
Hey! You nearly ran into me! Oh! Are you trying to run me over, you idiot?
Father?
I don't have time for theological discussion.
That's not why I'm here. My name's Henry. Someone killed and gutted a young maidservant and left her body lying by the city walls.
Another one murdered. Why is it you ask?
Somebody is murdering maids here.
Yes, but those poor souls are already at God's side.
I don't want revenge. I want to stop more killing.
True enough.
One of the other victims was a girl named Yarka. What can you tell me about her?
About Yarka?
She was an ordinary girl.
Where did you know Yorka?
I knew her since she was a little girl.
And?
I was her uncle. When my brother and his wife died...
Who do you think killed her?
William, that pig of Satan. He gambles in the tavern on All Saints' Day and leads the locals astray. Yarka always went there to listen to music.
Why do you think it was William?
Evidence? He's a skirt chaser, a tool of Satan. He messes with poor girls' heads.
And does anyone else come to mind?
No, absolutely not.
You raised her?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not the first of the clergy to...
No offense, but how did you know what to do? Without a wife, without a family?
I was a bit, when she was smaller, it was fine, but maybe I was too hard on her.
How does that even work?
When she was small, I could. But when she grew up, she had to go.
Why do you think you were too hard on her?
Yarko was an orphan. Her only chance of a good life was a good upbringing. And then, a husband. But the more I led her in that direction...
You're well off, though.
I couldn't. Even if she had been my very own.
But how come?
The church's property always remains the church's.
How did she rebel against you?
She wouldn't listen. She ran away. She ran around with all sorts. And how did it turn out? She died.
Disgrace?
She was pregnant! Even if she had lived, what then?
Why don't you respect Lumiere?
That's my business. I won't tell you anything.
But this is important. Do I look like someone who's asking out of curiosity?
Lumiere accused me of her murder.
What?
Yes. He slandered me in public.
And how...
It turned out he was deranged. He's finished in Kuttenberg.
I've heard enough, Father.
Son, I'll give you some good advice. Don't listen to Lumiere.
What are you doing, you whistler?
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Cheat.
Smells like trouble today. Well, this doesn't seem too bad.
Good afternoon.
Did Estanya work here?
Stanya. It depends on who.
My name's Henry.
Names don't interest me. What kind of guest are you?
I'm a good guest.
Really? Let's see.
By the fact he spends a lot of coin?
Aye. I like talking to them kind of guests. So, what?
What if I simply paid you? I want to know if Stanya worked here.
She did. And she don't know more.
I heard she disappeared without a trace.
It's possible. The chamber she was sleeping in here was totally ransacked. The door open. Everything emptied out. And Stanya was gone.
Tell me something else.
First, you'll have another beer.
What?
If you want to ask, you have to drink.
You're quite the extortionist.
I prefer to be called an enterprising man of So, what?
I don't want to pay you any more. I think you could answer my questions directly, and not that makes it look like you might have some motive for keeping me from...
Nonsense. How could you think that? Come on, ask me anything you...
Did anybody see what actually happened when Stanya disappeared?
No, it was at night. Nobody saw or heard anything. The tavern tends to be empty at that hour.
What was Stanya like?
A bold woman. One has to be here. Everyone's ballsy here unless you... She was hanging around a bard for a while. I don't know how close they were, but...
Someone from the city?
No. A charcoal burner. I think his name was... Barton?
What do you know about that bard?
What about him? He's a minstrel, a skirt chaser. He called himself William. As far as I know, he plays in the Miners' Tavern in the evenings.
Do you think he might have been the one?
Now that you mention it, he cleared out of town for a while and only came back not long ago. I know he met with some odd people and talked about God knows what. Besides, you know what minstrels are like. Lasses just flock to them.
Or in this case, a murderer. Apart from those men, did anyone else know Stanya? I mean, more intimately.
Well, I got bad news for you. She had two close friends.
Why?
One was hit by a cart, even before Stanya disappeared. And the other one got married and moved away.
How did Stanya's room look?
The door was wide open. Most of her things were gone.
Blood?
Not so much, really. More like hand or footprints. If someone done her in, they definitely didn't do it in that chamber.
Where can I find this bard?
I already told you. In the Verchlitz Valley.
Could you be a bit more precise?
I don't know that bloke at all. So if I was you, I'd...
That's all I need to...
A jug of wine.
I'm sorry.
Are you Sternad?
Who the fuck are you?
Just an ordinary bloke who has...
Well then, piss off. You won't get any answers. All you're gonna get here is a kick in the teeth.
Why so rash? That kind of attitude will do you no favours. Let's make a deal. You tell me everything you know about Zdena, and I'll make sure you're...
Ah. You're the lord what that whore robbed. Don't worry about it.
So, if I understand correctly...
For the right price, I'll tell you all I know.
Is this the right price?
You fucking bet it is.
Where can I find Zdena?
Aye. That's what I like to fucking know too. Last time I saw her...
Yeah. Well...
I can well imagine. Well, she went to Ravstein Mill. She had some unfinished business with some bloke called Pint.
Did she have any friends or lovers who'd know more?
Who come to see that bitch? She was always off somewhere.
Someone came to see her?
Well, aye. Some stuffed frock came here. He said he had some job for her, but he left empty-handed.
Do you know who that
Some fucking proc-op. But that reminds me. I saw her a couple of times with another bar.
And could she have run away with this bar?
With that lily-livered fop? Well, he ain't been seen in town for some time, but he still don't come here no more. He plucks that loot of his in the Miners' Tavern.
What do you know about this priest?
Not much. Seems they knew each other from before, but she weren't stupid.
And did he go?
Aye, indeed. He didn't look like the kind of fella that would knock some sense into a woman. I think he just told her if she changed her mind.
And could she have changed her mind and gone to him? And that's why nobody's seen her?
No, no. She took off.
What can you tell me?
What do you want to hear? I try to keep her out of trouble, but...
So you were taking care of her?
Well, just in front of the others. Other than that, she did what she wanted.
So you weren't too fond of her?
Not really, no.
I've heard enough.
What are you doing, you whistler?
God! Whoa! I need to ask you something.
I don't have time for that.
I'm looking for someone named Stanya.
You're in a charcoal camp, fella.
But you know Stanya, don't you?
Aye. You could say that.
I'm looking for the killer of a girl in town.
That's true. She told me something like that. But
so you don't know what became of her?
I really don't know, man. But even if I did know, how can I be sure you aren't that kid?
Lumir himself, the Kuttenberg bailiff's former scribe, gave me the...
Well, I remember Lumir. He was all right.
But what? What are you still brooding over?
You seem like the right man for a job. Sorry, but after all that happened to Stanya, I like to be careful.
So Stanya is here?
Aye. She's hiding with us. Since that thing happened, she's afraid to even go outside.
Can I speak to her?
If it'll help you. But be nice to her. She's in a bad way. Till we meet again.
You're always welcome here. Who are you? If you came here to finish what you start, I'm not afraid of you.
Don't be afraid. Barton told me where to find you.
Barton sent you to me.
Lumir thought you were dead. I was supposed to find out what happened to you.
Lumir? From the rat house?
Exactly. Someone killed a girl in Kuttenberg, so maybe you could help us find out who did it.
How can I help you when I haven't been in Kuttenberg since...
You disappeared from the hole in the wall without saying goodbye.
Someone attacked me when I was coming home from the baths one night. I managed to get away, but I was so afraid. I decided to run away from Kuttenberg.
Did you see who it was?
Not at all. I didn't see anything until he jumped out of the shadows and grabbed me around the neck. And he was terribly strong.
And how did you manage to break...
I had an empty pitcher in my hand, and I hit him with it. He...
Here?
No. First to my room in the hole. But I was so scared there. I took what I could and ran.
And your lover?
At first he was horrified, because I had cut myself on a shard from the pitcher, and was all... He's been hiding me here since...
What was it like working in the hole?
Well,
I earned a few groschen.
How so?
Every single day I had to put up with their lewd remarks. Rich or people? Well, us girls have to watch out. Especially in a place like the Hole. But you can't overdo it either.
How so?
Because if you smile at them nicely, then sometimes they leave a groschen. You have to keep a balance.
You said that rich or poor, they all like to grope girls.
Truth be told, the Hole isn't exactly a good place for a rich man.
Is that so?
He smiled at me a lot, so I smiled back. Then this thieving wench started hanging around him, but that servant of his didn't like it. Tried to drive her away.
Von Grolla had a servant with him.
Aye, a pudgy fella, well-dressed. He never said a word or smiled.
You walked home from the baths at night?
What's so odd about...
Well, at night,
Ah, right. I went there after. I always brought the girls a pitcher of wine or ale and took a bath while they drank it.
Ah. So that's why you had the empty pitcher, yeah?
Right. I went there regularly.
The same way every time?
Aye, always the same way. The shortest one.
And who knew that you went by yourself?
Well, everyone from the tavern, I reckon.
Why didn't you go back to the Hole?
Just to get murdered there. I'm never going back there.
How are you now?
I'm still awful scared, and I can't even really leave the...
Do you remember anything important about the attacker?
I don't know anything. It was at night. He grabbed me from behind.
And what about when you hit him?
He let me go and cursed.
Aha.
He said Scheisse in German.
Seems you're the only one to survive the killer's attack. I know it isn't easy for you to think about it, but try to remember something else about that moment, or when you were running away. Anything can help us, even if it seems insignificant.
I don't know. It's all like in a fog.
You were walking down the street. Did you notice anything before he attacked you?
No.
You didn't see anything or hear anything?
Actually, I knew the side street wasn't empty. I heard somebody talking, but when I looked, there was nobody there.
Did you understand what they were talking?
Not at all. But there were two voices.
It's difficult. Aside from those voices and the empty street, what else do you remember?
I didn't hear him at all. And then he grabbed me.
And nothing else?
Well, no. He grabbed me by the throat right away, just for a moment. But I still had a big bruise round my neck, for Barton said the man must have had a terribly strong grip.
Couldn't it have been that innkeeper then?
Aye, when he drinks, he turns into a total bastard. All lewd remarks and grope. Only when I got to my room, I could hear him snoring.
Couldn't it have been Father Prokop?
Father Prokop?
Well, he's pretty old. He preaches in the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul.
I don't know him. And if he's an old man, how strong could his grip really...
I heard William liked pretending to be a spy. Do you know anything about?
Aye, I thought it pretty silly. Though I reckon he's more likely to attract an ass-kicking than a... I'm sorry I'm not able to help you.
You don't need to apologise.
Thank you.
If it's in my power.
When you catch that bastard, would you please let me know?
I'll stop by if...
See you soon, my friend. What are you poking around that for?
Go, quick! Go!
Quick! Quick! Ka! 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 Whoa!
God bless you, sir.
Are you Pine?
I am.
I'm looking for his Denner.
I don't know any Stenner.
Sternad said something different.
You're a friend of Sternard's, are you?
God forbid. That's all I need. A friend like that bastard.
You're right there. Stenner was always cursing him. He was as lazy as a pig.
So you knew Denner? Can you tell me anything about her?
I know Stenner all right. But she ain't been here in... Why are you looking for her?
I'm looking for her... Back in the city, they think she's either dead or run off somewhere.
Whatever.
What can you tell me about Denner?
She always had it hard. She lost her parents and her home as a child.
And what about Sternad?
Sternard was her guardian angel. If she hadn't been thieving with him, she probably would have ended up a whore.
Uh-huh.
That's because... she had a hideout somewhere. That's why she'd come to me with her loot, before they taxed her on the... And the last time she was here, she said one more haul like this, and she'll be able to go wherever she wanted.
I heard she wanted to sell you some valuables.
Oh, aye. She had a good haul. No rubbish. She left it all here. I paid her a pretty sum of coin. It was a good thing she had a basket with her.
And what about that signet ring?
She didn't sell me the ring. She wanted to keep it.
Do you know what kind of luck she meant?
No. I didn't recognize that signet. But all the while, Stana was giggling to herself.
Where did she go next from here?
That she did. She also had a feeling someone was following her.
Someone followed her on a horse from Kuttenberg?
She didn't. At first, she thought it was some wealthy lord out for a ride.
And did you see him?
No. But Stena thought he would show. She even left her scarf here and paid some girl to walk around with it.
And then where'd she...
She wanted to go the back way. Through the woods. Past the woods is a road and a ford across a stream.
Well, if it leads back to the road and there was really someone following her, I reckon if they saw she was long in returning, they could...
Fuck! I made a point of looking, but I didn't see any riders that day.
Is Denna's scarf? Do you still have it?
Aye. I wanted to give it back to her the next...
Will you give it to me?
All the same to me. Here you go.
And could it have been Father Prokop following her?
What do I know? If he has a horse and fancy clothes...
I heard he wanted to find her an honest job.
I don't know.
And could it have been William?
And who would that be?
He's this bard she was seeing.
I don't know about that.
Well, I'll go and check out that ford.
I hope you don't. See you later, my friend.
Whoa, whoa. That has to be that ford Pike was talking about. I should take a look around here.
Truck.
didn't get very far. Ugh, she's been lying here a long time. At first glance, this body isn't as mutilated as the others. Unfortunately, I can't tell if somebody strangled her like the others, but her head is smashed in. Either the murderer hit her with a rock, or dashed her hard against the ground. She must have put up a fight. Or maybe he lost his patience. Oh, she's all stuck to her clothes. They're torn up. The rips are odd. Like someone was looking for something. Oh, I can't make much out by now. But it seems as if the fingers on her right hand are broken. Did the murderer torture her? Or was he trying to get something out of her hand? Oh, my God. Oh, something fell out of her. A signet ring. How did it get inside her? Did she swallow it herself? Was she trying to hide it? Or was it punishment for stealing? Well, that's enough. I'd say she put up a decent fight, and the killer had to improvise, and that's about all I can find out. But that ring is a good lead.
Look at that.
Look what I have for you.
Wait, friend. Come here. We need to...
Easy. Nice and slow.
Ow! Are you trying to run me over, you idiot?
It's William, right?
What is it? Do we know each other?
My name's Henry. And no, we don't know each other, and we have a lot of mutual friends.
What? What do you want of me? I don't have to talk to you.
Well, you don't have to, that's true. But you should. It's in your own best interest.
What are you talking about?
If you don't start giving me some answers right now, I reckon you'll end up begging in the streets. Because I'll break all your fingers, and you'll never play the lute again, you
What? No! Come on, I didn't do anything!
Stop whining and talk.
Come on, ask away.
Did you know Alice?
I know a lot of Alices.
The one they found dead somewhere below the town.
Oh, her. I didn't know her, but I
heard she used to go to dances.
Yeah, and? I'm not the only musician in the city.
They say she had a rich young suitor. Do you know anything about that?
Me? Do I look rich to you?
But you could at least pass yourself off as well.
Or I could claim to be the Virgin Mary. But...
And did you ever meet Yarka? It was a long time ago, but I heard she used to hang around you a lot.
Oh, that one. Aye, she was very keen on my company for a while, but then she...
Because somebody killed her?
I know what happened was a tragedy, but it wasn't my fault.
And did you know she was pregnant?
What? Yarka was... That's horrible. Who would kill a pregnant woman?
That's what I'd like to find out. What about the unwilling father-to-be?
What? Mine? I never even got under her skirt.
And can you tell me anything else about it?
I don't know anything. It was a long time ago.
And I hear you knew Stanya.
Which one do you mean?
The alehouse wench from the hole.
Well, she batted her eyes at me a couple of times when I was still playing there.
And the innkeeper Mole told me a different story.
Fine. We had a bit of fun together.
Before she gave you the boot for an ordinary charcoal burn.
That's not true. She'd been seeing that charcoal burner long before she met me.
And you didn't mind?
Why should I? I didn't want to marry her.
So what did you want from her then?
You're yanking my pizzle, right?
Someone wanted to kill her.
What? Her? Yeah, but... What does that have to do with me?
And what about Zdena?
Do I know Zdena? As wild as the wind and always full of life.
Did she steal something from you?
A traveling minstrel doesn't have much to steal.
Well, Zdena's days of stealing are...
They caught her. I told her she'd be better off traveling the world.
Worse. Someone killed her.
So her too?
I'm afraid so.
Thanks. Though it should have occurred to me since you're asking about her.
You don't happen to know who she wanted to rob?
There were lots. Anyone she thought was rich enough who let her ply her charms for a while. Like young von Groller. When he started coming here, she got to him right away.
And might she have stolen a ring from it?
I don't know. Look, why are you asking me about... You don't seriously think I killed her, do you?
Well, you did know them all.
And? I'm surely not the only one.
That may be true. But everybody knows you're a skirt chaser, and they were all pretty girls. And now, they're dead.
But I had nothing to do with it!
So you didn't do anything to them?
No! Why would I? What would I get out of it? It doesn't make any sense.
You dare invoke God?
I admit, I'm no saint, but for Christ's sake, I'd never kill anybody.
I don't believe it.
You're out of your mind!
We'll see about that.
supposed to open my mouth?
Praise be Jesus Christ. Good day.
You have a kind master, eh, doggy?
How are your knees? Feeling better?
Oh, yes. That ointment of yours is a gift from heaven. Now they only ache when there's a storm coming.
Handy, isn't it?
I found out some interesting things about those murders.
That's wonderful news. I promised Catherine we'd wait for her.
You know Catherine?
She came to see me soon after you did.
Will you send for her? So, we're all here.
I hope nobody else shows up.
I reckon I've found out all I can.
And do you know who the murderer?
Not exactly, but I have a few ideas.
I've asked around a bit, and I have my own suspicion.
Is that so? See, I was trying to recall some more details, and I had someone come to mind as well.
Well, I didn't do all this for nothing, did I?
Well...
Well? Who do you suspect now?
Well, I'd say William did it.
You can't be serious.
Uh-huh. And who do you think it was?
Prokop. I'm sure of it.
No. Really? That's impossible.
So I see we disagree.
Well, who do you think it was?
I'm not entirely sure. First, I'll tell you what I found out.
Go on, then.
Let's talk about Yarka, the one raised by Father Prokop.
What did you learn about her?
Prokop didn't just raise her out of the goodness of his heart. He was actually her uncle.
Really? But he still could have killed her.
His own relative?
Why not? He's a priest. I'm sure he knows the story of Cain and Abel.
Prokop also admitted that he didn't know how to handle her, and perhaps he was too strict.
What do you expect from a Bible thumper? Man punishes and God forgives. It never occurs to them that if man didn't punish, God wouldn't have to forgive.
Well, maybe I wouldn't hold it against him. He really tried to make sure she was well taken care of. He wanted to find her a husband, too.
And did you learn who he found?
No. I think it fell apart when Yarka started rebelling. Yarka started working for the von Groller family, where she remained until her death.
I was there to ask whether she'd given them any trouble, but they said she was always thorough and reliable.
Ah, so what's the story with von Grolls?
A very wealthy and important family. The mother is quite devout, known to spend a lot of time in prayer. Old von Groller's been sick for years. Can't even get out of bed.
So, who runs affairs?
That would be young Hendel. They say he's quite successful.
And now, most importantly, Yarka was pregnant when they killed her.
I didn't know that. Do you know for sure?
To make it impossible to tell she was pregnant, I wouldn't be surprised.
May God forgive us.
Do you know who she was pregnant with?
She didn't tell Prokop.
It had to be someone from those dances.
Before her death, I heard she often went to dances.
There's nothing wrong or surprising about that.
Maybe. Prokop was convinced that she went to see William.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means she had some relationship with William.
Prokop is convinced that she was murdered by that bard.
And I agree with him. I heard the daughters of important men come to see him. It even went so far he had to flee the city.
Really? But I found out you accused Prokop first, Lumir.
What? Why?
It doesn't matter. It was a mistake.
And were you as sure then as you are now about William?
I don't think so. But he's a skirt chaser. If he got Yarka pregnant...
Perhaps. But why would he kill and mutilate her? He could have just run away.
But then he could never come back.
Why not? He could come back a year later, once things have died down, the child would be born, the shame forgotten, and nobody would bring it up again.
I suppose that makes sense. That's all I was able to...
You still found out more...
But it's not enough. We still don't know who the killer is.
But we can agree that she was killed because of her pregnancy, can't we?
Agreed. Somebody got rid of her to make sure nobody found out she was pregnant.
I'm sure William won.
William isn't the only man with a prick. And he certainly didn't use it to strangle her to death.
Such language.
That William isn't the only man in the city. It could have been anyone.
I'm not saying it couldn't have been him. Though I don't think it was.
I suppose you're right.
I managed to find Stanya.
Alive? You found her alive?
I did. Alive and well. Hiding with the charcoal.
So, she's not one of our victims?
She is. She just managed to escape the killer. She said she was attacked on her way home from the baths. She heard somebody talking in a side street, but it was empty. But when she walked by, someone grabbed her by the throat and started strangling her.
And how did she manage to get away?
She was holding an empty pitcher, and she smashed the killer in the face with it. He either got startled or hurt, but he let her go.
Did she get a look at him? Did she take his eye out or something?
No, she didn't stop to find out. Just ran. Which is probably why she survived.
And what about the blood in the bedroom?
She cut her hand on the broken pitcher. She didn't stay in her room for long. She was still so scared that she grabbed her things and ran off to her beloved charcoal burner. She said she returned from the baths in the evening regularly, and somebody knew exactly which way she would take and where to wait for her.
You mean someone followed her beforehand to figure out where to ambush her?
Who knew that she went to the baths?
Apparently everyone in the tavern. She didn't hide the fact. She also said she was sure it wasn't Mole. He may be a pig, but the evening she ran home, he was in bed snoring. Well, according to Stanya, the murderer had a terribly strong grip. Her neck was bruised for almost a month.
Doesn't almost every man have a strong grip?
Depending on what they take in hand every day. A tankard, a quill, or a hammer.
Except none of our suspects are miners or blacksmiths, eh? According to Stanya, the murderer didn't say a word the entire time.
That's strange, right? I'd expect him to at least call her a whore.
The only word he uttered was when she smashed him in the face with the pitcher. He said Scheisse.
So, we're looking for a German?
Even I say Scheiße sometimes, and I'm not German.
Besides that, she also recalled hearing two voices in the alley. Someone was talking to the killer.
So we have a witness. Now, just to find him.
Or an accomplice. If I remember correctly, the other one must have seen the whole thing, right? And he didn't go to report it.
I asked Stanya if she knew Prokop. She said no.
Maybe she just doesn't remember him. Or he gave a different name, or...
I don't think Father Prokop is the type to frequent the worst tavern in Kuttenberg.
Stanya admitted that she knows William. He flirted with her and tried to get to know her better, but nothing came of it.
And that's probably why he wanted to kill her. And likely rape her before that.
Well, perhaps, but Stanya doesn't think so. She's sure it wasn't William, and no matter what they say about him, in her eyes he's a good lad. And that's all that Stanya told me.
I'm so glad that girl is alive.
Me too. At least someone's had a little luck. Does she want to come back, or will she stay with the charcoal burners?
I don't think she'll come back. She's so scared now they'll come back for her, she doesn't even leave the house. I managed to find Zdena.
You found her? Is she alive too?
No. Unfortunately, she's dead.
And where did you find her?
Pretty far away. Near the mill she used to sell things at. Someone caught her in the forest when she was coming home with a load of coin and killed her. I reckon she put up a hell of a fight. So the killer got nervous and ended things quickly.
So he didn't strangle or mutilate her?
She'd been lying in the woods for a long time, so I couldn't really tell. But he definitely didn't hack her up like the others. Judging by what her accomplice said, she robbed someone good. She had so much jewelry on her, she could hardly carry it. And what's odd is when she was murdered, the killer left her basket of valuables behind.
So I reckon he didn't kill her for the money.
She said someone followed her on horseback from Kuttenberg. She tried to lose him, but apparently wasn't able to.
On horseback? I don't suppose she described him, did she?
Only as a wealthy type who never got too close.
That doesn't fit in with the previous murders.
Father Prokop came looking for Zdena and nearly cursed her on the spot.
What did he have in common with a thief?
He had also looked after her, but unlike Yarka, she ended up on the street, and he took it badly. Zdena tried to rob young von Grolle. It's possible she succeeded.
Von Grolle? Yarka worked for them, didn't she?
That whole family is suspicious.
Assumptions. Nothing more.
I'd say it's pretty obvious. Why else would I have found that ring on her?
They just left the ring by her body? That's odd, isn't it?
It wasn't by her body. It was inside of it. I don't know if she swallowed it herself or someone shoved it in her.
That's awful. But I can't say it surprises me.
My mouth is starting to hurt from all this blabbering.
So are my ears and head.
Come now, we're nearly there. We just need to find our suspect. So, Henry, who do you think did it?
I suspect one of the von Grolles.
What leads you to think that?
Are you sure it wasn't William?
Yarka was pregnant. And if the father was young von Grolle, it would make sense if he got rid of her.
Sakura, you're right.
But William could have fucked her too. Just saying.
Yarka was their maidservant until she started rebelling, right?
Yes. Do you think she was rebelling because of someone in particular?
Perhaps the young lord?
That's possible.
Alice had a young and wealthy suitor. And young von Grolle fits both descriptions.
True, true.
We could be getting somewhere.
Zdena was followed by someone on a horse. Von Grolle could afford a horse.
That's not so sure, is it? And maybe the horse was stolen or borrowed.
But it certainly worsens the case for him. That much is true.
Zdena robbed von Grolle.
That's true.
It's all coming together, isn't it?
And that's all I can pin on him.
So, do we agree that it was young von Groll?
Well, old von Grolle can't do much now, can he?
So do we really agree that our most likely suspect is young von Grolle?
Aye. I agree.
I don't have a problem with it. Little rich boys are capable of anything. But what are we gonna do about it? Our suspicions aren't enough.
They'll just laugh at us without something more tangible.
So, you want to search their house?
There's nothing else we can do. There must be a clever way to do it.
We have to find some evidence. None of our conjecture is enough. What will we do?
You could sneak in there.
Or break in.
Catherine, that's not necessary. The young lad wants to learn swordsmanship, and the old one is sick and always calling for a physician.
So I can either pretend to be a sawbones, or a swordsman, or break in? That's a lot of options.
You're a clever lad. You'll figure it out.
Creeping around. Shouldn't be. Damn it. I'll have a look to see if I can walk.
I apologize.
Heard about this one before.
Why is this sticky?
What the hell? That's hair. All kinds of brown. I bet it belonged to those dead girls. If this isn't proof, nothing is.
I'll find you. Don't you worry.
Christ, pardon me.
Good old beer.
Excuse me.
Here, Mutt.
Fish! Fresh fish! Trout got pie!
Blues, cleaners, wood...
I need to discuss that visit to the Von Grollers.
Excellent. Let's find Catherine. You can...
I think we were right. Something seriously fishy there.
Well, don't keep us in suspense. What did you find out?
You found something there, didn't you? Evidence?
I certainly did. In the young lord's room.
What was it?
This. He had it in a chest in his room. Locks of hair. All brown, but all a bit different. They're definitely from those murdered girls.
Hair? But that's not enough. That definitely won't suffice as proof.
Why wouldn't it? He took them as a keepsake from the dead girls, as a trophy. It was him!
But nobody will believe us. We need more than just hair. A bloody dress or the murder weapon.
To be honest, I don't think we're going to find anything like that. They're pretty careful to cover their tracks.
Damn it. We're fucked. If we at least had a witness.
And what about 3 witnesses at once?
Where are you going to find 3 witnesses when you don't even have one?
I don't yet, but... Look, we're almost certain young Hendel did it. So what if we set a trap and catch him in the act?
And how do you want to do that? I mean, we don't know who he's planning to murder next.
We'll set someone up. Some brunette.
You want to sacrifice some poor girl?
No, nobody's going to get hurt. We'll be keeping our eye on her the whole time.
The only one I can think of is Stanya. And I highly doubt that she'd want to risk her life again.
She won't have to. I'll do it.
But you haven't had anything to do with him. He'll see through it immediately. It'll fail.
We'll wait until the lad's out of the house. Maybe we'll dress Catherine up a bit, and she'll go asking for the young lord, father of her child. When Hendel comes home and hears what happened, he'll come looking for her to fix things up.
I'll cause such a scene, they'll be talking about it for years. Then we'll tell them where he can find me, and we've got him.
If you say so. But where can we do it? We can't do it here. They'd figure it out pretty quick.
We can use one of the rooms here in the tavern. It has only one way out. You'll be hiding across the way, and jump out at the right moment. I repeat, at the right moment.
Don't worry, we won't take our eyes off you.
Where's Hendel? I need to talk to him! Do you hear me? I have to talk to him about our wedding. I won't be left alone with his child.
What are you screeching about, you ninny? There's no Hendel here. Certainly not for the likes of you.
Do you hear that, folks? He fucks me from all sides. child, and now he doesn't want to know me.
Get rid of her! Disgrace!
Oh, so a poor woman has to suffer because of a man's lust? As if it wasn't already bad enough before.
What lies are you spouting, you strumpet? Goodman Hendel never laid eyes on you. Besides, you're too old for him. Nobody will believe your lies.
Old am I? He came to me himself because he wanted a mature woman to breed with. And he never even pulled it out. And he filled me up like a wineskin. Suit yourself. I'll give you some time to think it over. But either you come up with an offer of marriage by evening, or first thing in the morning I'll go to the bailiff. And I'll be damn sure to get justice from him. It's open.
I've come to talk with you.
Where's Hendel?
Hendel? You wanton whore! Debauching my son! A nanny goat like you! The others were at least young, but you! Christ, the trials I have to endure! A husband with both feet in the grave and a son who'll fuck anything with a hole in it. Slice her up so no one will recognize her, and in case what she says is true, gut her too.
Gutting, is it? I could help you with that.
Get that bitch, you fool!
또 버그인가? 어디 갔어? 이씨. 문도 안 열리고. 아이씨. 로딩은 또 왜 안 돼? 아.
Hair. All kinds of brown. I bet it belonged to those dead girls. If this isn't proof, nothing is.
확 죽여볼라, 이씨. 뭐야, 이 새끼.
Christ!
Look what I have for you. I need to. Excellent. I think
Well,
you've
what was
this? Locks of hair.
Why would
Nobody to be. Damn it.
Where are you?
I don't.
And how?
We'll see.
You want to
No.
The only one.
She will.
But you have.
Well, when hen.
Ha! Then
If you.
we can use your.
Don't worry.
For glory!
Show what you're made of!
결국 버그 맞았네. 죽어, 이씨.
Catherine, wait.
What should I wait for? I'm gonna cut that bitch's throat.
How dare you? Hands off, you heretical scum!
Shut up.
Let her speak. I still don't understand what actually went on here. I have some questions for you.
I'll tell you nothing, you serpent! Nothing! You can't keep me here! Let me go! I'm a woman of worth!
If you won't speak now, then the executioner will loosen your tongue when your feet start burning. But why wait, right? I'll cut your ear off. Maybe both of them. All you need to talk is a tongue.
No! Let me go!
Why did you do it, for Christ's sake?
Don't blaspheme, you heathen.
Come on, answer him or it's gonna hurt.
My husband, he drank a lot, ran around with whores and didn't pray enough. And God punished him for it. I couldn't allow the same thing to happen to Hendel.
And why kill those girls? Why not just talk to him about it?
I tried, but he wouldn't listen to me. He told me he wanted to sow his wild oats before finding a wife.
So your own son didn't listen to you? And you started killing the girls who
seduced him and emboldened him with their brazenness? If they wanted to whore themselves out, they'll pay for it in hell. But there's no way they were going to drag my Hendel there with them.
And what about Hendel? Did he know what you were doing?
That I was taking care of his immortal soul and eliminating his temptation? Of course not. But one day he'll be grateful to me for it.
He's going to jump for joy. His mother a mad woman, and his servant a murderer.
Speak politely to me, you whore.
Henry, if you have any more questions, you'd better ask them quickly. I'm sorely tempted to finish this here and now.
And what about the hair in Hendel's chest? You're trying to tell me he wasn't involved, but he was keeping their hair?
Well, he kept asking about those whores of his. So we always brought him a lock of hair. We told him it was from them, as a parting gift.
Well, he didn't find that strange?
Out of sight, out of mind. He always found some new harlot anyway.
There was no blood where Alice was found. Where did you kill them?
That was up to Thaddeus. He told me something about an abandoned barn. I only told him to cut them up thoroughly.
Why?
Why? As a warning. So those whores knew what awaited them. To put the fear of God in them.
Do you realize you also killed girls who had nothing to do with Hendel?
That's not possible. I saw them all with my own 2 eyes, chatting with him and giggling.
And what about that alehouse wench?
That strumpet. I saw how she treated him. It's a damned shame she got away.
But she really had nothing to do with Hendel.
She wouldn't have smiled at him the way she did if she didn't want to fornicate with him. They all deserved it. Every single one. And better sooner than later. That trollop in our service even got herself with child. And she wanted to keep it. The slut.
And what about Zdenna? All she did was rob him, and you killed her anyway.
She fawned over him like all the others. He even gave her a ring, which she probably sold immediately. She deserved it. She was a thief, and stealing is a mortal sin.
I better stop asking questions.
Burn in hell, all of you.
What'll we do with her now?
Let's take her to the bailiff. She'll get justice there.
We don't have to go anywhere. I'll give her justice right here, right now.
But we can't do that. She has to go before the court. The law must be upheld.
Did you hear her? I mean, she hasn't got her head on straight. And what judgment will there be? She's from a wealthy family. Nothing will happen to her.
Don't you dare judge me. Only God can do that.
Shut your mouth, you sow. You judged and punished some random girls, and now you'll blaspheme like that?
Our Lord directed me. I did it through His will.
Do you hear that? And you want to let her live?
But that's not justice. It's murder. Henry, won't you say something?
I told you, don't you dare judge me. I am a servant of God.
예, 죽어.
Lumiere, listen to her. If we don't deal with her ourselves, and then they let her go, then... Do you want to have that on your conscience?
I mean, how could I live with myself if we kill her in cold blood?
I'll show you justice. You're all going to end up in hell.
Your conscience will remain clear. You won't be the one killing her.
But still, if we don't punish her according to the law, then we ourselves deserve to be punished by the law.
Huh. We aren't the ones walking around the city killing random women. On the contrary, we're making sure no more will die.
All those whores! Hell! Lucifer everywhere! Fire and brimstone!
It's just not right.
It isn't right, but it's necessary.
All right, all right. Do it then. But I wash my hands of it.
No! Don't you dare! You hellspawn! No!
Well, now, someone has to explain everything.
Not me. I'd rather just get out of here.
I'll go. I'll explain everything. And you, Henry, wait for me at home, all right?
Fine. I'll wait at yours.
Good, good. I hope I don't end up in total disgrace.
Well, this was a lot stranger than I expected. Do you think we did the right thing?
I'm not sure of anything anymore. Not even myself. Can we just be quiet for a while?
Why? You don't feel remorse, do you?
Not remorse, but doubts.
Doubts? You?
Show me a person without doubts, and I'll show you a liar.
I suppose you're right. What will we do now?
I'd go and see Lumiere. I'm curious how he fared.
Tell us, Lumiere. How did it turn out?
Did it end well? Oh, we're not going to get into trouble now, are we?
It ended well, and I didn't even tell anyone about you.
I'm surprised you got away with it, bringing them two corpses.
I would have preferred a different ending, but... fuck. What happened, happened.
Lumiere, don't be angry anymore.
I'm not angry anymore. And I must admit that maybe it was better this way. If they were still alive, there'd be a lot more squabbling. But... like this.
The dead approve in silence.
Precisely. I just told them I spread the word that one victim survived and where she was hiding. And I waited for them there. And when they came to kill her, we had no choice but to end it that way.
And what will you do now? Will you go back to the town hall, Lumiere?
It's true I've made amends in the eyes of the law, but I probably won't go back now. Maybe better to write something about it. Who knows?
Won't you go back to drinking?
No, it didn't help anything, did it? If I had just persevered instead, I should have pitied those girls, and not myself.
Don't fret. It was a terrible mess, and all three of us had to put our heads together.
Yes. You helped me when I was in need, and didn't even know it. Maybe I'll just keep helping as long as I can.
Helping others is the best thing a person can do in this world.
And what will you do, Catherine? Will you stay here?
My work isn't done yet. I have to work in the tavern here, and then we'll see. Maybe I'll find work elsewhere.
Do you think we could have done better?
Everything can always be done better. The most important is to do it well and quickly.
Catherine is right. I'll still be kicking myself. Maybe to my dying day. But none of us did anything bad.
That's not entirely true.
I'm talking about innocent people. No more girls died because of you. And that's good.
Well, let's go our separate ways.
Thank you, lad. You prevented future murders, and you also saved me. And for that, I will be eternally grateful.
I thank you both. Without you, the devil knows how it would have turned out.
Here you are, as a keepsake, and perhaps as a reward. And if you ever pass by, look us up.
Yes, here is a reward, Henry. And Lumiere, we shall certainly meet again.
Don't you dare cause any trouble.
예, 오늘은 계속 버그가 있네요. 짜증나게. 로딩도 잘 안 되고. 일단 오늘은 여기까지만 하고 다음에 또 이어서 하겠습니다.